It's beginning to look a lot like we need a holiday budget. If we've never met before, I am Monique Vassell, and here on this channel, I inspire individuals like you on how to acquire financial health, as well as give out tools and tips on how to live the lifestyle in which you desire. So if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as well as click that notification bell so that you are notified each and every time a video goes up. And if you're a returning fam, you know what to do. Make yourself comfortable and let's do this. What's up, my beautiful people? Today we're talking about holiday spending, shopping, and savings. So before you go out there and hit up those streets for your Black Friday, Cyber Monday shopping, and all of that, we are going to decide to have a plan in advance, and that's going to take creating a holiday budget. As we go through creating this holiday budget, 4 questions I want to throw at you. What, who, why, and how. So the first question I threw at you was the what. What are you even planning for? In creating a budget, it's very important to have a detailed list of all of your upcoming events as well as your who, but we'll get to the who in a second. Focusing on the what, there's Thanksgiving, there's Christmas, there's New Year's Eve, and with all of those different holidays, there's specific events that we want to make sure we capture within our budget. Are you planning for dinners? What type of decor you'll have? What type of bad party dress you'll have for New Year's, or suit? In creating a budget for this holiday season, you want to be very specific in terms of the types of events and activities that you're planning for. So, for example, you want to make sure that you include your dinner, your decor, your travel expenses, different gifts that you're about to purchase, and as well as if you're going to entertain outside of the holidays during this season, you want to make sure you list out everything. So have a column that will include a list of all the events, and then be very specific in terms of exactly what you're planning for, because then you're also going to want to include a budgeted amount for each item. Don't forget donations to different charitable organizations, as well as entertaining outside of the specific day of the holiday. There might be an increase in alcohol expenses, as well as an increase in the amount of groceries that you buy. The second question I threw out at you was the who. So again, in creating your budget, we have different types of events, and we also want to list out specific individuals in which we know we will be purchasing gifts for. This is a great time to teach your kids about appreciating assets versus depreciating assets, meaning, a lot of kids are expecting different gifts and material things, such as $200 pairs of sneakers, that over the course of the next 9 months, they may grow out of it. That's a depreciating asset. It decreases in value. Right now, it's a great time for us as parents or aunts and uncles to invest in our children. And instead of giving a material item such as sneakers or toys, invest in their college savings. A 529 savings plan is a great way to invest in a child's future college expenses. And that's an appreciating asset. You put money into that account, or even an aunt or uncle can send money directly into that account, and that account will grow over time. A 529 college savings plan is a great Christmas gift. They may not appreciate it today, but they will thank us later. This is a great time to set up a family secret Santa gift exchange. That way you don't have to buy presents for each and every individual in your family. Save money and just set up a secret Santa where each person buys one gift for one other person in the family. Everyone saves and everyone also gets a gift. When you're creating your budget and you're listing out all those individuals, do not list out yourself. And if you're not on the budget, that means that when you go out there shopping, you're not allowed to purchase for yourself. I'm guilty. I've done it myself. I'll go out there, buy a sweater for my sister, and then I'll think that the sweater will look good on me too. And so I end up with kind of 2 of everything, one for me and one as a gift for someone else. No sympathy shopping. We're all about sticking to our budget for this year, and you're not putting yourself on the budget list. So now we've compiled a list of events, a list of who's getting gifts, and all of the other miscellaneous items that we have on our budget list. We have been very descriptive in terms of if we're getting something for Sam, we have a sweater listed. And now we also want to have a third column that will include the budgeted amount. You want to make sure you go line by line, putting a budgeted dollar amount for each item to come up with a total budget for our holiday shop. So we have our what, we have our who, and now it is time for our why. That is almost always my biggest question. When you sit and talk to your family members and think about Christmas and what it means to them, is it more important for them to receive different items, or is it more important for you all to go out and serve others that are in need? The impact that your words and actions can have on a person is far greater than any gift that you can purchase. So instead of buying a person a box of chocolate for $9.95, instead buy a box of cards with heartfelt words that you can show through actions throughout the year. And then lastly, in terms of why, is does this make sense? I kind of touched on this earlier. Why am I buying a pair of $200 sneakers for a child that will grow out of them within 9 months? Let it make sense. Instead of buying the expensive sneakers and clothes and all these material things, I'm not saying not to buy any of it, but be mindful that investing in ourselves, thinking of long term, can be far more rewarding. And it's a great time to teach our kids to do that now versus later. All right, y'all, we're almost there at the finish line. In creating this budget for our holiday season, we have put down all of the events, the individuals that are going to get gifts. We have also included descriptions and budgeted amounts next to each description. So we have a total budgeted amount of money in which we are about to go out there and spend. So the question now becomes, how are you gonna pay for it? Had we looked at this earlier in the year, or this is something that you can use for next year, is to utilize your sinking fund, a gift sinking fund. This is just a savings account that you would attribute solely to purchasing gifts, or a holiday sinking fund, which is simply a savings account for your holiday shopping. We know Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's happens every year, and we can kind of anticipate approximately how much money we'd like to spend. And so throughout the year, you would want to set up this savings account and put money towards this savings account so that when it comes to this point in time, we are funded. Another option that can be used is a susu. Now, I am not speaking about the susu that they have started now, which is essentially a pyramid scheme. That's another video. I am talking about the West Indian susu, where each week you put in money, and at a specific period in time, you get back the exact money that you put in. Not the earth, wind, fire, moon, and stars thing that's going on out there. I do not advise that at all. Now, the West Indian susu, it can be a good idea. For me, I prefer interest-bearing accounts, and so I do not participate in susus. However, if you're not disciplined enough to keep a savings account aside, use a susu. Yes, another option would be to use a credit card. However, I'm speaking to the people that can afford to pay off that credit card within the next billing cycle. Great if you have a credit card that will offer you cashback rewards, Sky Miles, any type of bonuses for using that credit card. But please keep in mind to be able to pay off the credit card within the next billing cycle. If you can't do it, it means that you cannot afford what you have listed out in your budget. One other no-no is no to using next month's bill payment, mortgage payment, or rent payment. We are not going to borrow from Peter to pay Paul. That means if you have to use any future bill payments, you cannot afford it for this holiday season. This is actually a great time to sit and talk to family members about what we can afford and what we can't afford, and the importance of being debt-free and financially healthy. Also, when it comes to your how are you going to pay for this, I will say yes to Groupons, coupons, Top Cashback, and Rakuten, different online websites that will help you save while you go through your holiday shopping. I really do hope you're able to enjoy your holiday without betraying your financial health. Try your best to stick to your budget and remain financially responsible. And don't forget, y'all, we're in the middle of a pandemic. That is excuse enough to stay out of debt. We don't know what tomorrow holds. And so even though we may have $2 to rub together and provide for a great holiday season, be mindful that we don't know what this pandemic holds and what our job situations are. I pray for the best, but always make sure that you have a little something saved up for whatever may come about. And before you go through this holiday season, spending all of this money and for some accumulating all this debt, remember, it's better to be on the receiving side when it comes to interest. So if you can't afford that credit card payment that's gonna come due within the next billing cycle, don't spend it. Let's make this the year where we teach our kids about interest. We teach our kids about appreciating assets. We teach our kids about investing in ourselves and investing in others. Thank you guys for taking the time out to watch this video. I hope you were able to pick up some tips as well as some reminders before you go out there and do your shopping. As I always say, share this video with your mama and them and anyone else that needs to hear this. And don't forget to hit that like button and be sure to come back for more. I will see you soon.